Good afternoon, dear viewers. Below we present the Busain's plan to export our products to a new market in a few locations in the United States. For example, California, New York, San Francisco, Atlanta, and the others locations we will believe many interests to market. What is Finca La Carrodilla? Finca La Carrodilla is a company with enormous potential where the position of this nationally becomes a highlight pro sorry for my pronunciation, profitable science options. Also, Finca La Carrodilla is the first vineyard with organic certification. Carrodilla proposed a new way of making wine through biodynamic agriculture, proposal for agricultural sustainable. Why consume products from La Carrodilla farm? The commercial turn of the Finca La Carrodilla is classified as wine. Wine companies are responsible for the production of Mexican wines, specifically biodynamic wines, which means talking organic farming. A step further, following the lunar and astronomical calendar as a guide to natural cycles and plant herbs in the vineyard, such as valerian, nettle, dandelion, etc., and is fertilized with special compost, making unnecessary the use of pensitives, repellents, among others. The objective of the company to be the best option nationally in the market of wine and spirits, in the best establishments, and penetrate the international market with the best quality standards worldwide. Why help Finca La Carrodilla? This farm aims to open the doors to sustainable agriculture. We care for the way of making wine, adding to these different elements such as clean selections and meticulous care in the winemaking process. These and many other elements almost result in a quality wine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miguel Angel, and today I'm going to talk about two factors, internal and external. First of all, I'm going to talk about MESI, external factors evaluation, and so on. That analysis is a diagnostic in order to identify and trying to evaluate all external factors. Could make, in this case, two options, opportunities and threats. In that case, Finca La Carrodilla is focused on some opportunities, or in Spanish, fortalezas. For example, high quality of the flavor of wine, all the amazing and original marketing, or the low cost of production, the production of making the wine. In the case of threats or weaknesses, maybe it's low long time of the process of making the wine, because it's not like an easy product to make. It's all many steps that you have to go on to keep doing them exactly at the same time, maybe 1, 2, or even 3 years. Finca La Carodilla, it's the time that Finca uses to make a good wine. There's an evaluation of that opportunity rate. They have some percentage in that case, 20, 10. It depends on the importance of that factors. And there's analysis, and at the end, in that green point right there, you can see the number 2.53. And maybe you wonder, what does that mean? Well, if that value is how can I say that, higher than 2.5, the company is able to export that product, to sell that wine out the border, out of Mexico. If it's if the number that we saw, it's not 2.3 or plus, that company is not able, or there won't be many chances to get success selling that product in whatever the country. Next, please. Yeah, thanks. Now I'm going to talk about the external factors. It's an evaluation of that tries to compare many points. And for example, what can I say? Yeah, there's a comparison between external and internal factors: higher, medium, lower, strong, the medium, well, and the weakest. In that case, we have mentioned many points. I can tell you some of them. For example, invest in order to build up the company, in order to get more powerful. If we compare it to the competition. Another point is get better, or maybe improve the marketing, the quality of products. I have to say that the products Finca La Carodilla uses are high quality. Of course they are, because the Finca La Carodilla is internationally well known, because the style of making the juice before wine in Spanish is called mosto. Mosto is liquid product before being fermented in order to become wine. And another point, one of the weakest, it could be not invest. Not invest is a bad idea, because if a product or a company doesn't receive enough money, it's not able to grow up, to improve itself. The next, please. What you can see right there is just a comparison. Here we use the statistics, because as you can see, in the external factors, there's a number 2.65, and the external internal factors, the next number is 2.53. If we put them together and we divide it by 2, because they're just two numbers, we get a result, 2.59. And as you can see, there's not a graphic, but there's 2 lines, X and Y, and there are nine sections. And if we talk about statistics, economic, how can I say that? Economic mathematics, if that number is in the middle of all that, how can I say that graphic, as I said, that company is able to, is in a good position to sell that product out of Mexico, because it has capital, it has a good promotion. Maybe it's better if there's a free trade, with another country, or association of countries, for example, European Union or the EFTA, Israel, Japan, and so on. Next, please. Yeah, yeah.
Well, in the BCG matrix, the Cabernet Sauvignon named Carrodilla is the star product because it's the best-selling and the most popular at the present. The Tempranillo wine, called Canto de Luna, generates good sales, but its popularity is stunning. In the space of the questionable product, we have Así se va a las estrellas because it has everything to be a popular product in the market, but it fails to take off. And finally, the dog product is the Chenin Blanc because its popularity and sales are low. The next, please. In the Ansoff matrix, we have Carrodilla in the first deal. This is a current product and market. This is the type of wine that is in the top of the popularity in the world because it's one of the best known red grapes in the world. Finca La Carrodilla doesn't produce sparkling or rosé wines, so we consider this strategy in the quadrant of new products in existing markets. And in the quadrant of existing products in new markets, the present business plans come in action, since the proposal is to export the products of Finca La Carrodilla to the United States. And finally, in Baja California, where their farm is located, fruits and vegetables are also grown, which is why the strategy of new products and new markets and export projects could be considered for the agricultural products grown on the farm, which for the moment are only for local consumption. The next, please. Well, for the determination of the tariff items as it follows is Section 4 for products of the fruit industries, beverage, alcohol liquids, and vinegar, tobacco and manufactured tobacco substitutes. Below is Chapter 22, beverage, alcoholic liquids, and vinegar. And below the heading is 2204, wine of fresh grapes, including fortified wines, grape more than that of the heading 2209. And it gives us a 220401, other one grape, most in which fermentation has been prevented or arrested by the addition of alcohol. It may include 0.01 or 0.02, depending on the color of the wine. The next, please. Well, here we carry out our market section and we include the countries that receive the large amount of Mexican wines, such as the United States, United Kingdom, Guatemala, Panama, and Belgium. We assigned a score to a series of aspects that we consider important for the export of wine, such as whether the language of the country of origin of the product is important for its sale in the destination country, the political stability of the country, and the opportunity for our product to grow there. And based on the sum of the points, the winning country was the United States. That's the country where our plan is leading to. The next, please.
Okay, I will talk about special analysis, or in Spanish, matriz special. It's not different that name in English or Spanish because it's just the first letter of economic, political, economical, social, technological, ecological, and about legal factors. And what this analysis is focused on study, it's just identify all the general points of that factor, or of that factors that could affect a company. I can mention some of them. For example, in political, of course, the government, how the government administrate all the companies in the case of wine market in its territory. Maybe Here there's an important point I have to mention because in this sector political, we mentioned free trade. Now, economical factors may be the change of money, peso dollar, Canadian dollar, American dollar, and so on. It is social factors to be lifestyle of people in the country, and maybe technological promotion, ecological factors. It could be maybe the weather of the region and or energetical resources. And law or legal factors. It could be regulation about employ and production and governmental stability. The next, please. And here's an important point because maybe you think Mexico is not a country that produces or makes wine. It's not Spain, it's not France, it's not Italy. It's not a country that could be able to fight with the champions, with the professionals of that market or when make it the wine market. And that's the problem because in the last 5 years, the Mexican people have consumed a lot of wine because almost 450 and 950 milliliters are consumed. It's a statistic in Mexico. And that's why the government is trying to implement many actions in order to increase the production of grapes and of course Mexican wine. That's why Mexico is been increasing the companies that make some wine. In this case, in California, but it's not the only one. There are many companies that make an excellent high quality of wine. The next, please. Now I will talk about the market segmentation. There are some statistics. Of course, they are important because here we can, if we see that information, we're able to classify our customers who are able to consume our wine. For example, in the first point, how often people consume wine in Mexico, and the 53.8% of Mexican people, they drink wine, of course, but maybe more, how can I say that? Not only once a month or once every 2 months, once a year. No, they try to consume it maybe once a week, twice a week, thrice a week. It's occasional, but because menstrual every week or well, in this case every day, 0% of Mexican people consume wine every day. It's a little. In the next point, here we can see that 61.5% of Mexican people drink 1 or 3 cups of 3 cups of wine. The next, please. This is the most important point because 84.6% of Mexican people that consume wine are men. Only 15% of people in Mexico are women. Only less than 20% of people in Mexico consume wine and are women. That's an important point. Every wine company in the world, maybe a French company that makes wine, if he wants to get into the Mexican market, has to consider that point. because it's really, really important. The next, please.
Okay, I talking about the consumer the 30% of those over 18 do not drink alcohol at all, while another 30% do not get beyond one drink a week. However, the 10% of that group, some 24 million Americans consume up to 74 alcoholic drinks a week, more than 10 a day, which is about the 18 bottles of wine.
Well, it's important we can identify our potential clients. And the first one are the classic consumers. They are loyal to red wine. They can also drink white wine or rose wine, sparkling wine, but they will stay classic and loyal to the red wine.
The largest wine consumer, they are red wine lovers, but they also like white wine. For millennials, wine is positioned as their second favorite alcoholic beverage. Rose wine is the less preferred by this generation.
Okay, the model for this is then mean the project expand or marketing gains sales national and intermediate. The second, collecting information is market analysis and selection matrix. The commitment is kept the object to ascribe the exit scope, and the priming is the by implementing studies to attract the vision, such as increase marketing to generate more consumers and customers in the market, fixing the competition with our product. The exportation price, $8 for $600, using the delivery they pay in Coterm. Okay, the seller's obligations under the DDP in Coterm is delivery of the merchants and necessary documents, packing and packing, internal transport in the country of origin, the customs current at the origin, the product expense or expense at the origin, arrival expense or destination expense, payment of customs current at the destination, payment of taxes and tariffs, internal transport in the content of the destination, depending on the when delivery point. The buyer's obligations under DDP term is payment for the product. The distribution channel is it will be an indirect distribution channel through parcel. This case is the HL, the company takes care of the distribution of its products. In other words, in also the warehouses where the products are stored, the transportation in which they travel, and delivery at the points of sale or the consumer home.
Now, we will talk about Porter's 5 forces analysis. The first point is about competition in the market. We will talk about 7 direct competitors, as they are Casa Madero, Bodega Los Búhos, Freixenet, Laceto, Casa Magoni, Adave Guadalupe, and La Domilla. Next, please. For substituted products, when there are products on the market with a good value for money or with a reduced cost, they can substitute others. So the probability of the business is affected. The substitute products that pose a threat to our products are the following: branding, beer, mezcal, rum, tequila, vodka, and whiskey, representing alcoholic beverage that compete with double wins in the Mexican market. Next, please. As for new entrants, the product with the highest demands in Mexico that contains alcohol is beer. Therefore, is become the main substitute, in addition to this, there is a new niche where craft beer has come a great tradition. Its process is characterized by being friendly to the environment. Next, please. Regarding the issue of suppliers, companies face a high cost when they want to change suppliers of even suppliers can enter the market as one more participate to avoid these risks. It is possible to take various measures such as how to increase the number of suppliers, create a long-term alliance of directly manufacture the raw material. Next, please. And finally, the customers. In the case, they aim to create a value proposition that differentiates the companies from the competitors. Also increase the quantity of products of service and increase expanding of marketing campaigns to make this differentiation visible.
So market entry strategies, trade mission. After the corresponding investigation, we have decided to begin with a search of commercial partners in the following cities. The New York metropolitan area is the main distribution center of the country and serves as a distribution center to the interior eastern area of the United States. Other important distribution centers are Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas, and Atlanta. Next, please. International fairs and exhibitions. Given this, we have decided to participate in exhibitions, conventions, and fairs that can give us access to contact with specialized companies, and in turn can bring you closer to the not so specialized public who speak to enter the wine or simply have a looking for this. However, the main options are international bulk wine and spirits show, London, South San Francisco Conference Center, South Airport, and World Dairy Expo, and World AJ Expo. Next, please. Busain wheels. Individual Busain's agendas are an important commercial management for where direct meetings are held between companies and public entities, and the private or the interest of the company according to the profiles of customers, suppliers, or inversions defines as outstanding. At these points, the previous points are integrated, so we will focus on the strategic point that will Thornton's machinery, inverters, and we be the determinant point if you want to grow as a brown in a new countries, as having new inversions, we can slow the many operations in our country of origin and the encouraging into the destination country. Next, please. Siguiente, por favor. Showrooms. Although exhibitions and fairs are important to publicize our brand and our products, do not guarantee that we will get the desired expected attention. It is for this reason that we have decided to create our own exhibitions that provide us with a dissemination in our styles promotion and creating links or products. Next, please. Representatives abroad for trade advisors in a company or agent specialized in the international markets, generally the most emerging of the moment, able to advise companies to successfully enter the foreign market. This is a key point to understand the consumer maker in a new destination. Have a representative who knows the local market and the local consumer to get a better responses and great operations success in terms of selling products.
Well, for our team, that's everything. We hope you enjoy the presentation and like it. And that's all. Thank you.